Welcome back to my channel. We're gonna be doing Top 5 Wednesdays again. I keep falling off the bandwagon and not doing very good on Top 5 Wednesdays. So in 2025, I know we're still a few months away, but can you guys believe that it's already September? October, November, December. Oh my gosh. So it's getting to the end of 2024. So 2025, I'm gonna one of my goals is going to be to do a Top 5 Wednesdays video every single week. Can I do it? Yeah, I can do it. I just gotta plan it and actually not be afraid of some of the prompts. See, my problem is that I love being a part of the Top 5 group. There's someone that makes all of the prompts. They also look for suggestions, which is cool, but they come up with all the prompts every single week, and I get scared because sometimes it's like top 5 fantasy worlds or top 5 something like sci-fi, but I don't think it's been sci-fi books, at least not since I've been a member. But I get scared because I kind of put myself into this little box, you know, where I read romance and thrillers and horror, and that's it. I can't ever step outside of that, but that's silly. I do it to myself, and I understand that. So next year I'm going to be better about actually doing every week, doing a Top 5 Wednesdays video. Even the weeks that scare me, especially the weeks that scare me. But for this week, who knew that September was like self-care month? Mental health month? I'm not exactly sure, but for today's prompt, it is your top 5 self-care books, or your top 5. I ended up stretching it and I went with top 5 books with mental health representation. So let's dive in. The first one is a historical fiction. Who is she? Okay. This is The Lost Girls of Willowbrook by Ellen Marie Wiseman. This follows Sadie. I believe her... Sage. I was close. Sage, who... It's like 1970s, I believe. And her twin sister, Rosemary, has died several years ago, or at least that's what she thought. But she kind of found out that her sister, Rosemary, has gone missing at this institution that she's been in for years, when Sage thought that she had died. So now she's going to that institution to find her sister to help them. But they're twins. So the people at this institution for the mentally ill think that Sage is actually Rosemary, and then it's like a mystery from there about like what really happened to Rosemary, and it was horrifying. Yes, it's a historical fiction. I would say part of it is horror, but more prominently is the historical mystery. 10 out of 10. I'm just kidding, but 5 out of 5 stars. It was amazing. What really makes this book so good is the environment. It was horrifying to read from that environment because of how we used to treat mentally ill people. And this actually takes place in Long Island, New York, in this institution that actually existed. Willowbrook. It's an actual place, and if you investigate, some dark things happened. So Elaine Marie Wiseman actually took a lot of inspiration from the real life story, and this was a wild, crazy ride, and that's why I loved it. So if you've read this, could you give me more recommendations, like historical mysteries? I might be into that. Yeah, so just anything. Then this is a romance book. This is At First Bite by Olivia Dade. In this, you follow Athena, who her fiance broke up with her because his brother told him to. And they had already bought this house right here in between her ex-fiance's house and her almost brother-in-law's house. And so she now moves in here. And this is a romance between Athena and the ex-fiance's brother. But it's like kind of steamy. But more than that, she's clearly in a very bad place. She's very depressed because her fiance just called off their wedding. She quit her job. She moved to a whole new city, and everything is like in shambles. So she's very, very depressed. She can't get out of bed some days. But Matthew, her fiance's brother, kind of like climbs in the window, which actually sounds kind of stalkery, but he climbs in her window and like makes sure that she's eating and taking care of herself because he hasn't seen her for a few days. And like the representation of depression was really, really good in this, and it was such a heartfelt romance, but it was so good. Then, I mean, to be honest, I would just say the entire Brown Sisters trilogy, but I think this one specifically deals with bipolar. I think Chloe, if I remember correctly, it's been 2 years? A year. No, it's been close to 2 years since I read this, I think. But I believe that Chloe Brown has bipolar. She also has, she has something else. But she's kind of like, she's very sad. She's kind of mean. Or people think that she's mean. And she finds Red, who is like completely opposite of her, and it's their romance. But there's the Brown Sister trilogy, so there's 3 sisters. I recommend the whole series. This is probably my second favorite, but my first favorite being Actor Age Eve Brown, which is the 3rd in the series. I just think that this one has really good mental health representation. And then I have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This is, at the heart, it's a second chance romance between Yasmin and Josiah. And they have been divorced for like 3 years. And it's kind of them moving on with their lives separately or together. But check the trigger warnings on this, because it's not like a beautiful love story of 2 divorced people finding each other again or finding their true love. No, it is not. It is about, even if you love someone, when life happens and there's so much grief and so much depression in this book because of the life that has been happening outside of their marriage. And instead of like growing stronger through the grief, they kind of pushed each other away. And it's them trying to go through life with all these things that have happened. And I know I'm being very vague, but I kind of don't want to spoil it because I feel like part of it is not knowing what happened, like why they broke up. Like, you know that they're broken. You know they're not together anymore, but you don't know why until like the last half of the book. And I don't want to spoil it for you. If you would like the trigger warnings that will be spoiling the book, please let me know in the comments below, and I will obviously tell you if that's what you need. But for me, I feel like it's too much of a spoiler, but it's just about being very broken, and instead of getting stronger in the brokenness, it's pushing each other away, and it's about heartbreak and love, learning to love again. It's wonderful. And the last one is Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. This one is super hard to explain because when I pitch it to you, you're gonna be like, what the heck, Alita? What are you on? So here's how I pitch it. It's about a bank robbery that doesn't happen and a hostage situation which you think you know what's going on, but you have absolutely no idea. There is a lot of talk of mental health and suicide and different things like that. So this was remarkable. I love this book. It's my favorite Fredrik Backman so far, but I've only read two. I've only read two. The other one was fine, was good, was fine. 3 stars. It was good. I have a different kind of love for this one that just the other one didn't quite get to. But those are my top 5 books for self-care, top 5 books with amazing mental health representation. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.